let's take a shot, folks, because we are sitting here to celebrate a Montreal Canadiens legend that had himself a very particular role in the story of the Canadiens' 24-25 season. And no, it's not because he did anything with the Montreal Canadiens. It's what Canadiens fans wanted to see him do. This topic may not necessarily warrant a full-length video commentary about it, but I find it so weird, which is why we're talking about it here today. Folks, we are talking about Hughes, and how Hughes is already on his way out of the Montreal Canadiens organization. No, we're not talking about Kent Hughes. The GM is staying, folks. Don't worry, he's still here. But we're talking about the other Hughes, a Hughes that we had spoken about in various commentaries over the course of the season, a guy whose name became synonymous with what could be for this Habs team. Connor Hughes of the Laval Rocket is the subject of today's video because Connor Hughes was the subject of a very particular update from yesterday that I wanted to dive into right here. Earlier on in the season, during the November-ish, October-ish part of the year, we were seeing Connor Hughes in the AHL tearing it up with the Laval Rocket. He was the starter in that system, and he was posting up 960s, 910s, shutouts, 920s. He got off to a super hot start with the Laval Rocket in 24-25. Coincidentally, at this time with the Montreal Canadiens, both Cayden Primeau and Sammy Montembeault were kinda sucking. Montembeault was going through a bad period, and Primeau didn't really have a good period for the Montreal Canadiens this previous year. So for a good chunk at the beginning of the season, we were saying, hey, you know, there's this AHL guy, he's in his mid to late 20s, he's not particularly young, he's already experienced, and he's getting his first taste of North American hockey, and he's doing really well. Kent Hughes, do yourself a favor and give Connor Hughes a chance here. He didn't. Connor Hughes remained in the AHL's Laval Rocket system, and ultimately finished the year off with a .905 save percentage in 29 games. 15-12-3 was his record, and he had a .258 goals against average. Now, the thing is with Connor Hughes, he hasn't played a game with the Laval Rocket in the postseason. In fact, his last game was April 6th, a month ago. He had an .857 save percentage and a 3-4 loss to the Abbotsford Canucks in a game where I believe he might have gotten pulled. So not really a great way to end off his time in Laval. And the reason I say his time in Laval is because earlier yesterday, we had this post made by the Lausanne HC Hockey Club on their own website. Welcome Connor Hughes. Connor Hughes returns to Lausanne's Hockey Club. Take a look at this press release that's going to be translated into English because the thing is in French, and it happens to be European French and not Canadian French. Lausanne HC is pleased to announce the return of 28-year-old Swiss-Canadian international goaltender Connor Hughes for a 5-year contract. After a year of experience with the Canadiens franchise, Connor joins the Vaudois team, where he'll form a solid partnership with Kevin Pash. The London, Ontario native joined the Swiss League during the 2017-18 season. Okay, we can skip through that. Let's go over onto the end here. His strong performances throughout the past few years attracted the attention of the NHL, and the Montreal Canadiens opened their doors to Hughes. This call gave Connor the opportunity to play 29 games in the AHL, where he continued his momentum by demonstrating the full extent of his talent. Still in contention with his current team to win the Calder Cup, this North American experience marked a decisive step in the evolution of his career. And the reason this is so weird to me is because Connor Hughes has already got his foot out the door before the AHL season has even ended. The Laval Rocket are still in the playoffs right now. They eliminated the Cleveland Monsters with their 3-1 series win. They got bye because I think they had a bye round. And now they're in the third round, I think it is, the North Division Finals. Or are there 5 rounds? I'm not really too sure. The way it's formatted is kind of difficult, but they are advanced. They'll be playing against the Rochester Americans. It's so interesting to me how a goaltender who is in the Laval Rockets system has already gotten the go-ahead to leave in the middle of a playoff push. He is still listed on their roster, too. Jacob Fowler, Cayden Primo, and Connor Hughes. Now, we know that Jacob Fowler is the number 1 guy at this point. It's not in contention here. He's been playing all the games, and he will continue to play the games. So is that, like, enough of a bypass to allow Connor Hughes to sign a contract, a 5-year contract at that, with his next team right now? Maybe it was a little bit different before Fowler was playing in the AHL, because even if Cayden Primo was getting the starts, Connor Hughes would still be on the bench. But now it's like, all right, well, you got Fowler and Primo. You don't need 2 guys on the bench. You need 1 guy there, and then your third will probably just be chilling out elsewhere. I guess Connor Hughes has had that role the past month or so, and he has now decided, yeah, okay, I'm 28 years old. I'm not getting the chance to fully show myself off at the NHL level. The Habs got eliminated, and I didn't get called up once. And now there's this NCAA guy that came into my team in the AHL, and he's, in a way, stealing a starter opportunity from the guy that I was competing with, and Cayden Primo, and now things are not really all too confirmed for Connor Hughes and whatever future he has in the North American hockey ranks, so he's like, yeah, I'll just go back home. And he signs a 5-year deal. Does anybody else find that so bizarre that you can sign a contract to commit yourself to the next chapter of your career in Europe whilst you're still on a team that has active playoff aspirations? Connor Hughes is still a part of the Laval Rocket. I just kind of feel it's weird to have a teammate bail out on you like that, even if he's technically not playing or he's technically not even suiting up to be on the bench in these games. Like, yes, I get it, your role is not useful for the team in the playoffs right now. There isn't a need necessarily for a third goalie. You're kind of just there in case anybody gets injured. But Connor Hughes already having his foot out the door and leaving in the most... oh, what's the word I'm looking for? He's leaving in the most upfront and brutally honest way at this time. I do find it interesting, and I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about Connor Hughes saying goodbye to the Montreal Canadiens in this way, where he is straight up already decided to leave? He's already got the contract. He's already committed his next 5 years to Lausanne HC in the Swiss League. I'm not trying to vilify what the Swiss League team is doing or anything. I just do find it kind of odd that you're allowed to sign a contract before your current contract is even over, technically, right? Because the Habs farm team's still playing. It's not like they're not eligible to continue, right? If Connor Hughes got the call to play in game number 1 against Rochester, he would still have the ability to do that. We know it's not going to happen, but it's possible. So I don't know. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about this entire Connor Hughes situation? I know we said at the beginning that this isn't really a topic that warrants a full-length video commentary about it, but hey, we got there. So I hope you enjoyed this Vrishashros 9, and bye.